Imagine a young woman stepping into a mansion for the very first time, not as a guest, not as a business partner, but as a maid. She isn't supposed to be there. She's only covering her younger sister's shift for one night. She thinks it's just about scrubbing floors and serving tea. But what she doesn't know is that behind those grand walls lives a broken CEO, a single dad battling his own demons. Two strangers from two completely different worlds are about to collide, and what happens next will change both of their lives forever. Stay with me till the end, because this isn't just a story about love. It's a story about healing, sacrifice, and finding hope where you least expect it. Clara Anderson was never meant to be a maid. She was a college student with dreams of becoming a writer, someone who wanted to shape worlds with words. But life had never been kind. Her parents had passed away young, leaving her and her younger sister Lily to survive on their own. Lily worked as a maid in a wealthy household, while Clara studied and worked part-time to support them both. One evening Lily fell ill. The fever was too strong for her to stand. Out of desperation, Clara decided to cover her sister's shift. "It's only one night," she whispered to herself as she put on the maid's uniform. Just one night. The mansion she entered was breathtaking. Polished marble floors, golden chandeliers, silence echoing through endless halls. But it wasn't the beauty of the house that struck her. It was the heaviness in the air, as if sadness lived within its walls. The house belonged to Daniel Hart, a CEO whose name was whispered with both respect and fear in business circles. To the world, Daniel was untouchable, cold, ruthless, powerful. But inside his mansion, he was just a single father, raising his daughter Emma after losing his wife in a tragic accident. The world saw him as a giant. Emma saw him as a broken man trying to hold himself together. Clara, nervous and inexperienced, stumbled through the chores. She dropped a tray of glasses, flushed when she was caught daydreaming, and fumbled with the silverware. The other staff snickered quietly. But when Daniel entered the room, everything went silent. He was tall, sharp-featured, his presence commanding. His eyes lingered on Clara, not with anger, but with curiosity. She wasn't like the other maids. She didn't bow her head in fear. Instead, her eyes carried warmth, something he hadn't seen in years. That night, Clara found Emma sitting alone in the garden, clutching a stuffed bear. "Are you my new nanny?" the little girl asked. Clara smiled softly. "No, sweetheart. Just helping out tonight." But instead of walking away, she sat with Emma, listening to her stories, making her laugh. From his study window, Daniel watched. For the first time in years, he saw his daughter laugh freely, and he wondered who this maid really was. The next day, Clara returned to her ordinary life, certain she would never step foot in that mansion again. But fate had other plans. Daniel personally requested that the maid from last night come back. Clara hesitated. If he discovered the truth, she and her sister could be in trouble. But she needed the money and Lily's health was still fragile. So Clara agreed. Days turned into weeks. Clara became more than just a maid. She became Emma's friend, someone who filled the emptiness the child carried. She read her bedtime stories, braided her hair, and taught her how to plant flowers in the garden. And slowly, Daniel noticed something he had buried for years: hope. But there were challenges. Daniel's board of directors questioned why their CEO was distracted. The other staff whispered about Clara's clumsiness and her unusual closeness to the family. Clara herself battled guilt, hiding the truth about who she really was. One evening, Daniel confronted her. "You're not like the others," he said quietly. "Who are you really?" Clara froze. The truth spilled out, that she was not a maid at all, but a sister covering a shift. She expected anger, even dismissal. Instead, Daniel said softly, "Then why stay?" Her answer was simple: "Because your daughter needed someone. And maybe so did you." Silence hung in the air. For the first time, Daniel felt his walls crack. He realized that behind Clara's humility was strength, and behind her mistakes was a heart full of love. The months ahead were not easy. Daniel had to learn to let go of his grief. Clara had to find the courage to believe she belonged in a world so different from hers. But together they grew. Emma began to smile again. Daniel began to breathe again. And Clara found that sometimes the most unexpected paths lead to the most beautiful destinations. Two female messages. This story reminds us all, love doesn't always arrive wrapped in perfection. Sometimes it comes disguised in accidents and mistakes, in roles we never planned to play. Clara entered the mansion as a maid, but what she brought was far greater. healing laughter, and a love that no fortune could ever buy. And for a CEO who had lost everything, that love was the only thing he truly needed.